Yeah, it's kind of hard to. You can see there was a lot of other people going to the people basically, and like there was Lucifer Caesar or something like that, or something. I don't know. Uh, I don't really know. There was a lot of people pretending to be me, or a lot of people blah blah blah, or something like that. I don't really know exactly. But I was inventor and everything else like that, and like I said, there's a lot of people who did know of my coming or did know of me. And a lot of people said, well, people said Jesus is coming, but it's actually Lucifer's coming. Me, Lucifer Star, Lucifer White Star Lines, um, Titanic, Leviathan, Lusitania, um, and Star. Anyway, but also, also I had the round circle with a dot, um, and even possibly, but I also had Chinese and stuff like that, or Japanese. That's also why a lot of people were like, "We're going to kill them," and I was like, "No, no, 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 no. They used to do printing for me. You can't kill the Chinese or the Japanese. No, my little Asians. No, they're my people. You can't kill them. They're my people. Like they used to print for me. My good Asians. No, you can't kill them. And like the Irish people, I was like, no, you can't kill the Irish people. They built my ships. And I could also tell you about, like I said, a long, long time ago, the Chinese built 700 of my ships, my wooden ships for me. They converted this whole little spot of land and they chopped down my forest or chopped down the forest and are building ships for me. They built 700 ships or something like that. They had a whole shipyard, a huge, huge shipyard long ago. Most of you people had even forgotten about it. But the Chinese started looking around, the Japanese started looking around, and then they found my shipyard, my old ancient shipyard. It's like 5,000 years old or something like that. It's been built over and all that other stuff, but it was like this land that was low, and they used to carve my ships over there in China. So they built 700 ships, and people were like, and I was like, no, Chinese, the Chinese were expert wood carvers at one point. I think they learned it from somebody. Anyway, though, and they're working for me, and they built my ships. So these really amazing, awesome, sophisticated wooden ships. They figured they drew it all out. Good little Chinese people or Asians basically were like, and they were paid money and lead, and they built like 700 of my ships. So, like I told people, I was building ships since Helena Troy. She was some girl some harlot. If you're like, no, like she was supposedly really gorgeous and beautiful and like the best looking in that country, or at least a lot of countries. So she so she launched ships for me. She was paid, just like the Miss America pageant kind of thing. They voted on the best looking woman, and she was it. So I was paying her to launch my ships and stuff like that, and be my voice, or be my one of my speakers or whatever. And so she went around, it's just like a gorgeous secretary, just like gorgeous women now. They go and they stand next to my cars and stand next to my aircraft, and men are like, ooh, and they end up having sex with them, of course, eventually. I mean, they pick one, of course. I mean, anyway, whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, I mean, people will be like, what? And it's like, yeah, well, um, I designed the human body, like literally designed the human body, and I had the female body form improved and stuff like that. Like I had them made better. I had men made better too. I was spending money on it, making my human race more clean and just better looking genetically and physically. Maybe I was even too good, considering that I got last year's model. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I mean, like I say, I make these videos so you can finally know, who Lucifer Star was, and who the inventor of triple expansion steam and all the big old steam engines and flight and aircraft and the chainsaw and diesel engines, diesel injectors. Like, oh, I racked my brain. It took me like a week or like quite a few days to invent the diesel injector, and um, and also rocket engines. They wanted me to do it, and so I sat there and thought it out and thought it out, and then my good scientist just built it. You know, like it's like a lot of people would be like conkers, and it's like no, 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 no. We will sit down and we will draw it out ourselves. We will figure it out ourselves. That's what we do. We build. We don't conquer. We don't steal. We buy land, and like a lot of my people might have gone, oh no. It's like, well, no, we're not going to be like that. People leave us alone. The White Star Alliance had absolute devotion and absolute love and absolute trust for a reason, because we simply designed our own stuff. We invented our own stuff, and we were epic and monolithic in our own right. It's how the exoskeletons did it. It's how the 1.5s did it, and it's how you're going to do it. I told my people, we do not steal. We grow our own food. We buy our stuff. We build. And I suggested my people go for water power and stuff like that, and steam power. And then later on, because I did things a little bit differently. Like certain places had more oil, so we used oil. I let them use oil more. And other places didn't have as much oil, but you had my forests. Like I said, we did air seeding of the ground. Aircraft flying over with seeds that would grow just about anywhere, and they would toss the seeds out the aircraft, out the thing. They had buckets of seeds, and they were going along the land in these places where the seeds could grow, and the seeds sprouted, and then you had huge forests spreading more trees. And then later on, many years later, 20, 30 years later, those forests had matured, and then they went in there, chopped them down, and were able to build and planted more trees. That's where all the forests come from. At Auschwitz, they also did planting projects to plant more trees. So anyway, and the roots go into the ground, and and stuff like that. So anyway, and that's how the world became green and stuff like that. So I like there. You don't have to. I could just tell you. And you can look at all the pictures and look for the records yourself. I don't really care. Like, I'm not some JFK, Trumpy, whoever. I'm your leader. I'm the one who invented your Constitution and your court system. And also demanded that my military have rightful prosecution. You can't just hold my life forms indefinitely, hidden. You have to state their names, state their charges, and give them a opportunity to plead their case to the people, and to whatever. So we do things the right way, and therefore other people love us and care about us. We do not go around as and kill people. We buy things. So we pay for things, we trade for things. That's how we do it. We invent things. We prove our worth. So anyway, I proved my worth by inventing steam power and the turbine and basically the compressor. And yes, tanks were possible, and also battleships and stuff like that. And in some point in time, when I was attacked, or when people were attacking me or whatever, we were able to defend ourselves. So, because like I say, I'm Lucifer White Star Alliance. I had a duty and a responsibility to protect my people. I wasn't just going to let my scientists die, or my people die. So, but I didn't know who was attacking exactly, as they were hidden. So anyway, so yeah, and my people didn't die, even though they said all my people died, and even though they said all my life forms are dead. You didn't die, and I don't think the exoskeletons are dead, and I don't think the 1.5s are dead. Anyway, at least I hope not. So anyway, and thousands or trillions of years will go by, and I mean, eventually you'll find my markers in space. Like I said, I'm not just some, oh, bored again. Like, there are markers. There are tablets in space and on here on Earth and around, stating of Lucifer Star's existence. There's my steamships. The White Star Line ships. I designed them, I invented them. There's the Volker's jet. Anyway, there's all my cities. The White Star cities. So, anyway, I had lots of people. So, and they worked for me. We paid them. So, money, receipts, films, photographs. My expeditions were documented. Written reports, logbooks. Unit 731, Unit 4, Unit 2. I got tired of naming names, so we did some things as just numbers because it was easier to remember. So there was like Unit 2, Unit 4, and then eventually we turned it back over to names to make it easier. Descriptive names and stuff like that. I speak English. So anyway, I did invent the Spanish language though. So, and maybe something like, I don't know. Well, French, I wanted something that was nice sounding and stuff like that. So the French invented, then the French language was invented. So, yeah, I mean, I know it gets kind of confusing and whatever, but I mean, shrug. Did you expect me to be dressed in white gown and going around twisting my little midsection with muscles, going, don't play the game, black or white? like something something from some movie like El Coronado or whatever, the hotel or whatever, whether that's that hotel that's on between one state and another state. Like, I mean, I'm sorry guys, you know um you're supposed to play. Well, the thing was, here,